I just bought this BMW Z4 to flip and make a profit because I want to turn my abandoned BMW diesel into an M3 killer. But I'm broke, so I'm flipping cars until I can afford my dream daily. So I went to view the car, and after looking around it, everything seemed alright, so I negotiated the seller down to £800 and then took it back to my friend's garage to start work, where I didn't have my own tools, so I had to use Halford's tools. And the first thing we want to fix is this engine check light, because I'm pretty sure this is running on like 5 cylinders, not 6. So we plugged it into the code reader and found that it's misfiring on cylinder 1, and don't worry, you don't have to use one of these expensive code readers. You can use one of these small top dons like I use all the time. As you've seen, we've definitely got at least one misfire. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap the coils around from cylinder 1 to a different cylinder, and if the error code follows the coil pack, then we know it's the coil pack. And this is a super handy tip to know because you can do it with pretty much anything: spark plugs, HT leads, or the coil packs themselves. We took cylinder 1 and 2 coil pack out, put cylinder 2 coil pack in cylinder 1, and took the coil pack from cylinder 1 that's misfiring and put that in cylinder 2. Then started the car and waited for the engine check light to come back on. I've never wanted an engine check light to come on so bad. Oh yeah. Looks like it's the coils, Billy. So that is lucky. The first thing we checked is what it is. It made a new misfire on cylinder 2, so that's the one that we need to replace. And luckily it's really quick, easy and cheap to replace this coil pack, and hopefully that'll sort the engine check light and the misfire. So we replaced that, but then I did notice there was quite a lot of oil in this rocker cover around the bolts and coil packs, so maybe we'll have to change that. But time to test the coil pack. Oh yeah, that's way smoother. Oh, that sounds so much better. Give her a rev. So that went well. I want to check this rocker cover out because it looks like it's leaking below here. So Albus, the BMW Master Tech, told us we need to replace it before we sell it. So that's exactly what we started with. And after removing all these coil packs again, I started unbolting this rocker cover. And whilst I do, let me tell you about that easier method for buying cars to flip. It's an app that I've started using called SWOOPA, and it's actually insanely helpful. But first, we need to get this sway bar out the way so we have the space to undo all the bolts on the rocker cover and get it out the way. Then remove this little breather pipe, and I can finally unbolt all of those rocker cover bolts, and the rocker cover comes straight off so we can take the old gasket out. And the reason why this app is so useful is because basically you can search for cars, and I want to include all cars in my searches, and then I'm only going to get cars newer than whatever year I choose. So for me, let's say 2012, max price of £1,500, and then it'll give me a notification when any cars matching that criteria get listed. And here's why it's so important, because I found this 2014 Seat Ibiza £500. It's a 2.5 grand car, and it needed some suspension arms, that's it. And after filming this little bit, I messaged them straight away after, and within 10 minutes it had already sold. So you need to be quick to secure the bargains. But if you don't know which cars are best to buy, don't worry, it's got an AI picks mode which will show you only the best cars that have the most profit in them. And if you're still not sure, it's got this AI evaluation mode which can tell you all the potential costs, best case scenario, worst case scenario, and how much it thinks you can sell it for. So if you can sell it for less than that and still make profit, you'll get a quick sale. So don't lose out on a good deal like I did because I was filming. Use the link in the description to sign up for a 7-day free trial, and trust me, you won't regret it. But now I've cleaned up the engine and the rocker cover, I've taken that old gasket off, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. And now that I've got the brand new gasket fitted to the rocker cover, I'm going to use some liquid RTV, and that's just to help it seal along the corners and make sure there's no oil leaking at all. And with that seated back onto the engine properly, the last thing to do is replace these washers on the bolts before bolting them back in, and then I can tighten the entire rocker cover down, all the wires tucked back down the side of the engine, and then insert all the coil packs, connect all the HT leads, and get that cover on the top. Hopefully no more oil leaks for the new owner. Nice. And now that's all done, we need to do something about these front tyres, because as you can see they are very, very close to their wear markers, which means they're going to be illegal pretty soon. So when we take it to an MOT, it'll fail. I'm going to whiz these off, put them in the back of my car and take them to my local garage, and they'll put some part ones on for me at £35 per tyre, which is super cheap, because I'm guessing anyone that buys this car might want to put their own decent set of tyres on, so there's no use putting brand new budget tyres on if they're just going to get thrown in the bin. And now I've got these tyres back from the garage, you can see they've got loads of tread on them, so that's going to be great for a new owner, and it's going to be legal if we want to MOT the car. But I'm not going to put them on the car just yet, because I want to sort out this bumper sag, and it's because you can see inside there's a bracket under underneath the bumper that's cracked. So it's probably mounted a curb or something like that. I've got this fresh little bumper clip, which is basically what holds on the bumper. So it's going to be easier without the wheel there. I'm just going to try and remove that, clip this new one in, and hopefully the bumper should clip in perfect. We'll see. Firstly, I need to remove the whole arch lining behind it to get my finger in. And then I realised there's pretty much no way that I can get my fingers behind there to unclip it properly, so I ended up having to snap all of the tabs out, which isn't great, but here goes the new one.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god, no, stop, what are you doing? So we couldn't get it to sit flush for some reason, and I pulled it out again, and you can see here like there's lumps and marks on it. So I think we're just gonna try and take a little bit off the bumper to get it to sit back in all the way. Yes, these tabs are stopping the bumper from going in. So it's time to get the power tools out.
Well, there's two choices here. Well, apparently, this is the better choice.
Safety is #1 priority. And after using the sketchiest plug socket I've ever seen, I drilled some divots in the bumper, and well, it looked absolutely perfect, so that's ticked off. Holy sh! And then putting these wheels back on, we saw that these brake pads were a little bit low, and for the sake of a couple quid, we're just going to whack the calipers off, change the brake pads, and that way the new owner knows they're getting a safe car, and when we test drive it, we know it's going to have brakes. As you can see, this might be our mistake, because the old pads weren't actually that low, but for the sake of £27, at least we can put on the ad, it's had new brakes on the front. So, with the wheels back on, car back on the ground, I'm going to try and fix this door handle because it doesn't open the car. Oh. Turns out it's just a bit stiff, so we don't need to fix that. So let's see if this rocker cover leaks. Because I'm hoping that after we've done the brakes and the tyres and the other things, it's given it enough time for that RTV to harden and make sure we're getting no rocker cover leaks. And look at that, no oil leaks anymore. So, Albus inspected the car. Do you think Albus are going to fix it? He said it was fine. And now all the problems that we know about are fixed, it's time to clean this car up, see if it passes an MOT, and hopefully sell it for some decent profit. And as usual, we always start with the wheels when cleaning a car, but because I was at Will's house, I didn't have my own products I usually clean with, but I'll link them all down in the description below. And of course, cleaning your car is one of the most important things when you're selling it, because if the pictures don't look good, no one's going to come round. And if they do come round and the car's dirty and smelly and just grim, they are really not going to want to buy it, and they're definitely not going to want to pay as much money as if it was sparkling clean. And we actually ran out of car shampoo, so after we snow foamed it first to get all the loose bits of dirt off, we just sprayed it again with snow foam and wiped all that down, making sure to get in all of the hard to reach areas like the fuel cap and the little crevice under the boot lid. And once we clean that all off, we can rinse all that shampoo straight off. And if you've enjoyed this video or you're finding it helpful, please consider subscribing, because so many people that watch the channel aren't subscribed, and it's free. Just click the subscribe button down below. So with the car cleaned and the door jambs cleaned as well, we dried off the car, and then it was time to attack these horrible headlights. So we decided to try a quick fix and just machine polish them to try and cut out all of that horrible hazing. And see for yourself, it actually worked really well for a 5-minute job. So here is before we polished it, and it's not just the headlights looking great. The rest of the car looks absolutely phenomenal now we've cleaned it, especially in this lighting. But there's one last thing to do before we list it up for sale, and that's take it to see if it passes an MOT. So the car has passed its MOT with 0 advisories, so no issues. So it's time to sell the car. And although I hate driving a clean car, I thought this car deserved a nice backdrop for some great pictures. So I went out, took some pictures, listed it up on Facebook Marketplace, and waited for someone to come round to view the car. And it's been not that long at all, and the car is finally sold. After all of the expenses put together, which I put up here, I ended up making £546.71, which for a couple days work I am over the moon with, and it means this dream car build is one step closer. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment your thoughts and subscribe to the channel. Catch you on the next one.